The American political landscape is no stranger to power struggles. The current standoff between the White House and the Judiciary presents a unique challenge to the nation's democratic fabric. President Trump, frustrated by judicial rulings, sees them as obstacles to his agenda. This conflict raises concerns about the separation of powers and the future of American democracy. The Trump administration claims certain judges are politically biased and overstepping their bounds. They argue these judges undermine the democratic process by substituting their preferences for the president's mandate. This clash represents a fundamental disagreement over the judiciary's role in democracy. The Trump administration believes the judiciary should defer to elected branches. Democrats and legal scholars warn of the dangers of an unchecked executive branch. They argue the judiciary safeguards the Constitution and protects individual rights. This clash of interpretations fuels the ongoing confrontation. The conflict between the White House and the judiciary is not a recent development. It has been simmering since the early days of the Trump administration, fueled by a string of judicial rulings that have stymied the president's agenda. From immigration to education to transgender rights, federal judges across the country have emerged as a formidable obstacle to Trump's policies. One of the most contentious areas has been immigration. The administration's attempts to crack down on illegal immigration, a cornerstone of Trump's presidential campaigns, have faced numerous legal challenges. Judges have blocked the administration's use of the Alien Enemies Act for deportations, ruling that it violates the due process rights of immigrants. Beyond immigration, the administration's efforts to reshape the education landscape have also hit a judicial wall. Trump's executive order to close the Department of Education, a move widely criticized by educators and Democrats, was swiftly blocked by a federal judge who questioned its constitutionality. Adding fuel to the fire, the administration's attempts to curtail transgender rights have also been met with judicial resistance. Trump's transgender military ban, a policy that sparked outrage among LGBTQ+ advocates and their allies, has been repeatedly blocked by federal courts. The tension between the White House and the judiciary reached a boiling point when President Trump, enraged by a series of unfavorable rulings, called for the impeachment of judges who he believed were obstructing his agenda. This unprecedented move sent shockwaves through the legal community and ignited a fierce debate about the limits of presidential power. Trump's call for impeachment was triggered by a ruling from U.S. District Judge James Boasberg, who blocked the administration's use of an 18th-century law for deportations. In a scathing rebuke, Trump labeled Judge Boasberg a radical left lunatic and demanded his impeachment. This outburst, while characteristic of the president's combative style, was seen by many as a dangerous attack on judicial independence. Chief Justice John Roberts, in a rare public rebuke of a sitting president, responded to Trump's impeachment call with a measured yet firm defense of the judiciary. Roberts emphasized the importance of judicial independence and reminded the president that the proper recourse for challenging a court ruling is through the appeals process, not impeachment. Section 4: Musk's support and the specter of crisis fanning the flames. As the battle between the White House and the judiciary rages on, it has drawn in a chorus of voices from across the political spectrum. One such voice, that of tech mogul Elon Musk, has added fuel to the fire with his vocal support for impeaching judges who obstruct Trump's agenda. Musk, a self-proclaimed free speech absolutist, echoed Trump's sentiments, specifically targeting the judge who blocked the transgender military ban. He decried the ruling as a judicial coup and called for the judge's impeachment, further escalating the rhetoric surrounding the judiciary. Musk's foray into the fray, while not entirely unexpected given his history of courting controversy, has raised concerns about the potential for a constitutional crisis. Legal experts warn that the administration's combative approach towards the judiciary, coupled with Musk's influential platform, could embolden others to disregard court orders and undermine the rule of law. Section 5: The impeachment hurdle and congressional maneuvering, a difficult path ahead. Despite calls for impeachment, removing federal judges is challenging. The Constitution requires a two-thirds Senate vote, unlikely in the current climate. The White House hasn't ruled out impeachment but acknowledges its difficulty. Republican leaders are skeptical and prefer exploring other ways to address judicial overreach. Proposed legislation aims to limit federal courts' jurisdiction or impose term limits on judges. The ongoing conflict threatens public trust and further polarizes the nation. This power struggle will shape American democracy and the balance of power,